Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back to Times Square. It's That Kevin Show, thatkevinshow.com, That Kevin Show, all social media, and thatkevinshow@gmail.com if you would like to correspond. Would love to chat with you about anything on your mind. Mostly. Sometimes I get the weird emails, but apart from that, we enjoy it. We're thrilled to welcome a very talented actor to That Kevin Show. You knew him in I Can Only Imagine, and now he's back with a new powerful film based on a true story coming to Great American Family. Not until April 19th, but that's okay. We're glad to talk to him now. John Michael Finley, who plays the lead in Faith of Angels. John, it's good to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Let's jump right in. Faith of Angels. It's based on a true story. What is the, nutshell version?
No spoilers. 1989, a young boy goes on a Cub Scout retreat. They go every year. They plan to go into the mines with guided counselors, and little boy gets split up. He ends up being lost for, let's just say, more than 3 days, 3 days and 3 nights. And this wonderful community kind of comes together when all hope was lost to provide support to this family. And no spoilers, but there's a pretty happy ending.
What do you take away from the real life inspiration of this story? Because I'm sure that it had an effect on you in order to, play.
Absolutely. I've been fortunate. It's not my first time to play, to do a true story. It's even more of an honor to play someone that's still alive and get to talk to them and fellowship with them and chat with them. And it's challenging because they're kind of on set staring you down and you want to do them honor. But it's an absolute pleasure being in Utah for this and meeting these people in this community. They're all still alive. They're all still hanging out, and they all just want some closure on this, very important event that happened to them. And I hope that we provided a little bit of that. But telling these true stories is incredible.
There's this kind of balance that the film strikes. It's faith, it's suspense, it's hope, even a little bit of fear. What part of that emotional journey hits home with John Michael Finley personally?
Man, I don't want to admit fear, but I think we're all a little afraid of something. And I think that motivates us to make a lot of the decisions we make. I think John is motivated by fear. But I think he turns that fear once again into motivation, into rocket fuel. He just kind of is persistent enough to find ways to help. So I would say that kind of helplessness, fear and helplessness.
There is a good bit about hope in this movie. How do you see the hope that was kind of alive in the folks that were wanting to obviously find the child, but hope and faith, portrayed in story can oftentimes look very similar or be kind of identical. How did you see faith portrayed in this story? How did you see hope portrayed in this story in a way that audiences will appreciate?
I can, off the top of my head, I can think of 2 ways. First of all, just the title of this film, The Faith of Angels. To me, those angels were the community members that didn't give up, that stuck around. On day 5, they did a full community search all over the mountain, all over the tunnels. This is after law enforcement had given up hope. This is after law enforcement had kind of insisted that we kind of shut things down. I also think that this young boy, kind of having the faith of a child. He didn't panic, he just kind of sat there, probably not knowing what to do for 5 days. But I think it almost takes the courage of a young child to kind of find peace in that situation.
We hear a lot about miracles, and some people slough it off, some people don't. This story feels like a miracle in the kind of essence of what ends up happening. How does that story challenge you in your own view of how you view the world around you?
It's a great question. I think the miracle is kind of the only right word. And I think we all kind of colloquially think of miracles as these big, gigantic acts of something. And I think these little miracles happen every day. We had miracles that happened in 1989 when the story took place, and we had miracles that happened when we were filming. We had original props from 1989, original clothing wardrobe from 1989. All the people from 1989 were there. And those were little miracles that were happening every day that got us through this process.
Let's talk what it was like on set. Where'd you shoot? What were the circumstances? What was the atmosphere like? I imagine something emotionally charged as this, that there's a lot of, um, you know, if people are trying to do method, getting into the characters, that there's some degree of that. What was it like?
It was powerful. There was an atmosphere that is not always there when you're filming a feature film. We were on location. We were in the Ophir canyons out there in Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City. It's near where the actual event took place. It's not the actual opening of the mine, but same canyon, I believe. We were filming right outside. The character that I play is John Skinner. We're filming literally in John's backyard. And so everything just kind of came together. Once again, these little miracles that kept happening on a day in, day out basis. As an artist, I'm a stage actor where everything's, manufactured, but filming something like this on a real set, outdoors, in a real mine, with the real clothing on, it makes a difference.
And the atmospherics, the temperatures, the things that they were going through, the things that the smells they smelled, the feelings that were there. I'm sure it had to be very powerful. So it's coming up on April the 19th on Great American Family. That's the linear debut of when it airs. What do you think viewers will expect when they tune in that day?
I think they'll find hope, which we're all looking for. I think it'll reconnect them with their family, with their community. The story is also about community coming together, and to the outside world, this is just another 10-year-old boy, but to them, this was their Joshua, and I think that makes a difference.
Should we have a Kleenex box warning on it? Will tissues need to be standing by as families watch together?
I think so. And I'm not going to spoil anything. One of my favorite moments in a true story is when the film ends and they roll the credits and you see all the real footage from back in the day.
Right.
That's when the waterworks start for me. When it's all said and done, and you get that special moment of seeing the real footage.
Compare this to I Can Only Imagine, because they were both based on true stories. But what was it like? What's the difference for you between the two?
You're right. Both true stories. And I think to quickly state a similarity, they're both about connecting with these real people, with this real community. The difference is just a completely different character, completely different story. Just for me personally as an artist, it couldn't be two different characters, and that's really a fun challenge.
Well, it's coming up April 19th on Great American Family. You don't want to miss it.
Stick around for more of That Kevin. Next, That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.